Good evening and welcome to Lane 9. I'm your host, Ariana Cookers, and here we are for our very last night at the USA Swimming House in Omaha, Nebraska. As you can see on our board behind me, our 2016 Olympic team is complete. The star means that the athlete has multiple events, and we were able to catch up and walk around the pool deck today, and I caught up with Ryan Lochte, and as you can see from the video that we're about to show, he had an incredibly long line of people waiting to get his autograph. It went around the aqua zone, out the building, through the door, and I saw him this morning. He was doing a race against Jimmy Fegan, 100 freestyle, so he has had a packed day. This Olympic team is already back to training. They're in the water, they're having a good time and looking forward to Rio. So we caught up with a lot of them today. Everything just wrapped up at the CenturyLink Center just down the street. We have a lot of things in store for you tonight, so let's start the show.
Live from Omaha, it's Lane 9.
All right, last night, Kara, and it was an emotional night.
It was. I even felt myself getting choked up. You know, it doesn't matter if there's only 2 races, it still grabs at your heartstrings no matter what. That's just the nature of this meet.
Tonight was the first night that I was able to see everything that went on, the opening, all of the lights show, and it's incredible what they do to put this event on.
USA Swimming has done an amazing job making this event bigger and better year after year, and it really is a spectator sport now, and I couldn't be happier with how this whole week played out.
I agree, and tonight was emotion-filled for you. Let's just kick it off with the women's 50 free, an event that is near and dear to your heart.
Women's 50 free, it was it was amazing. We had Abby Weitzel in first place with the fastest time in this country in the last 8 years, since 2008. She was at 24.28, and that ranks her 6th in the world this year.
Wow.
We had Simone Manuel in second at 24.33, and I was actually shocked at that, with Madison Kennedy coming in third, a heartbreaker. But there's nothing you can do. There's no redos, there's no replays, and it is what it is, and we're going to send our 2 strongest ladies.
And that's the nature of the beast, and we've talked about this whole time, is you can do everything right. You can prepare the right way. You can be completely authentic to yourself, and at the end of the day, they take 2. And
They do.
There's always somebody that has to go home with a broken heart.
Absolutely, and we have 1,800 competitors at this meet. Over the course of the 8 days, we had 1,800 swimmers, and 52 will walk away as Olympians. And I think that's something like 0.03%.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. 3%, I'm sorry. And just think about, like, that's a lot of heartbreak.
It's a lot.
But just getting here, competing at this level, I mean, I can say, you know, on behalf of both of us, we are proud of everyone that raced this week. And, you know, obviously very excited for the team that we're going to send to Rio.
Exactly right. And so in the 50, you've gone to the Olympics for this event for the last 3 Olympics. What was it like for you in a real way of passing off the torch?
It's surreal. It's something that I didn't think I was going to get emotional about, but watching those girls tonight and just seeing how far this event has come over the last 12 years, I'm proud. I'm proud to have represented my country, but I'm also proud of what my country is going to bring to this sprint events.
Yep.
And it really is passing off the torch, and it's a changing of the guard.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do in Rio.
Yeah.
So the next event tonight was the men's 1500 freestyle.
The men's 1500, as far as the mile goes, you know, there's jokes about taking a break during the mile or taking a step away, but these boys put up an incredible race. Connor Yeager with a 14:47, the 4th fastest time in the world this year. And then Jordan Wilimovsky, our 10K open water Olympian, just qualified for a pool event. We have never had a swimmer qualify in open water and pool at the same time, and it's not that the event was wide open. He put up a very fast 14:49.
They were battling the whole time.
They were, and he was pushing Yeager, and I'm sure Yeager appreciates that.
I love to see that, especially in one of the longer races. I
Yeah.
love to see a really great battle from beginning to end. And
It kept it exciting.
Yeah, it really did. And I can't wait to see what his training is like going into Rio, having those 2 distances, you know, in the water and then open water.
You
to
can
compete
probably
in.
write a book about it. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so let's catch up on some of the events that we saw last night, because there was a lot of fast swimming, and we talked about this afterwards. Maybe one of the most electric nights. So let's start with the 800 freestyle for women.
800 freestyle for women, again, being a long race, people tend to be disengaged, but with somebody like Katie Ledecky out in front, literally from the get-go, and here you have Katie going one way, her competitors going the other way, she keeps it interesting, she keeps it fun, and we're always kind of on the edge of our seat. Are we going to witness a world record? But even I think one of the top 10 times in the world ever of all time. But
she put up a commanding performance, and
she did.
I think that she has a lot left in the tank for Rio. I think that we're all looking forward to what we can see there, and I think she's hungry for it. I think she wants that.
Yeah, she's feisty, she's a racer, so good things to come for her.
Yeah, so let's look at the 200 backstroke for women. Maya Dorado's third win of the week.
Yeah, Maya Dorado, I would say, is probably the swimmer of the meet here, with her win in the 200 IM, win in the 200 backstroke, win in the 400 IM. I actually love her backstroke. It's one of the most beautiful. It's very easy out in front. And a strong time. 206 low is extremely impressive. Missy in second with a 207. Like we talked about, her best time being a 204. Lots of potential for those girls.
Yep. The splash and dash, the men's 50 freestyle.
This was a highly anticipated race at this meet. Anthony Irvin going for his third Olympic Games, having qualified in the year 2000 for the first time. And, going 1-2 with his former teammate and good friend, only 1/100th separating them. It doesn't get much closer than that.
It was really cool to see that race. So happy for Anthony and Nathan, for both of them going on. And just looking at the men's 100 butterfly. This was emotional to watch.
It was. This is the event that Michael, I think, has fought more for than any other event. This is the one that he consistently gets challenged for over and over again and always comes out on top. And this was the last 100 butterfly that we're going to see him do on American soil ever.
And you could see him as he was, that reaction right there.
Love that.
He was fired up. He fights for this race.
He
this
really
is
does.
his baby.
And you don't see that reaction after any of his other swims. It's the 100 butterfly every time.
And you could see that as soon as he got out of the water, he looked around the crowd. He had his hands in the air.
Standing ovation.
Taking every second of that in and just enjoying it. And I think just that enjoyment and that love is something that we've come just so used to. Here's somebody who's won thousands of races in his lifetime. And to see him get emotional and take in that entire moment just goes to show what this is all about.
Absolutely, and as special as that is for the spectators to witness Michael Phelps swim his last race, it's special for him. You could really see it meant a lot to him, and I love seeing Michael feel humbled.
Yeah, I love that as well. It's been fun. We were able to catch up with his fiance and baby Boomer last night, and it's just, he seems just so happy, and I love seeing that in him and seeing him race like that. So don't go too far away, because we're going to catch up with you a little bit later on in the show, but I've absolutely loved recapping the races with you, Kara. So
my pleasure, Ari. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we took a lap around the pool today, and we were able to catch a moment with Missy, so let's check it out. And here I'm joined by Missy Franklin, who I've been tracking you down all week, and I've been giving you your space. We've had the conversation where I was like, I'm going to sit back here. You
come to me.
Yeah, you come to me because I don't want to get in the way. So you're finally done. What was the first thing that you ate?
Pizza. Oh my gosh, yes, last night. I didn't even have time to hug my parents. I just walked into the room and saw pizza and just straight to it. And then I wanted to talk to everyone, but I really wanted to eat. And so, you're in that awkward situation where you're like, okay, talk to me and I'm just going to eat and not respond to you, but I'll nod and give you thumbs up while we're doing it. So
I respect that.
8 slices.
What kind of toppings on the pizza?
It was a cheddar and artichoke heart, spinach. It was, oh my gosh, phenomenal.
8 pieces is pretty much a whole pizza.
It was, it was a whole pizza, but saying 8 slices is my way of not actually having to say I ate a whole pizza by myself, but I ate a whole pizza by myself.
I respect that. So you were eyeing a large cinnamon roll. Did that happen this morning, or is that a this week kind of thing?
Well, okay, so I changed my mind with that. We went, because of the pizza situation that happened last night, we went for a muffin this morning. Okay. So I had a veggie scramble. It's all about balance. Yeah. So I got those vegetables and then a little muffin on the side.
Yep. We're women. We're not expected to know everything all the time, and we can change our minds. We're entitled to that.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think a lot of people are asking questions about the rookies, and it's a large team. And personally, I'm excited by the vibrance that they bring to this team. What's your perspective on that, kind of, growing up with them and knowing a lot of the team, but knowing that this might be their first Olympics?
I'm so excited for them, and I am not worried about them in the slightest. Just because this is going to be their first time on an Olympic stage. You look at the history of USA Swimming, and we've never had issues with rookies going out there for the first time. They know what they're doing. They've competed at a level like this before. They are so ready to handle anything that this can throw at them, and I think they do. They bring that energy. They bring that excitement, and so to have all of them there, I think it's going to be so fun, and rookie skits are going to be amazing.
I completely agree. I said that same thing. I was like, do alumni get to watch rookie skits? Because this is going to be amazing.
They're also going to be like a full day in length because there's so many rookies. There's going to be like 8 skits.
I know. I cannot wait to. I mean, it's such a cool bonding experience for the team. I love that we do that kind of thing.
Oh, it's so fun. You know, I think a big part of it is being able to make fun of each other, you know, and kind of giving each other crap for the little stuff we do on deck, behind the blocks. And I think everyone gets a really big kick out of it.
Missy and I talked for a lot longer than that, and you can catch the whole interview on our USA Swimming YouTube page. So it was fun. I totally called her out for eating a whole pizza, which I don't think is the first time swimmers have done that after a very long week. Maybe Ian Crocker has. I'm joined now by 3-time Olympian Ian Crocker, 2000, 2004, 2008. Ian, have you ever eaten a whole pizza by yourself?
Just last week, in fact.
Last week? Thank you so much.
My wife and I challenge each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good challenge.
It is.
I mean, swimmers, we burn a lot of calories.
Yeah, you gotta have that pizza night.
You really do. So I haven't seen you yet since we've been in Omaha. What's it like to be out here?
It's been an awesome week. I've been out here with Mutual of Omaha and running swim camps for kids during the day.
I love that.
And it's really been a blast. But at this point, day 8, I'm ready for my own bed, my cats, my wife.
Yeah, so Omaha does such a good job of putting on this show, and a lot of the talk that we've had this week is just how many rookies there are on this team. And you were a rookie yourself. You're 17 at your first Olympic trials, and then 18 when you made the team. What kind of experience, or what did you learn from that trials that you wish you could pass on to the young team that we have?
You know, going into that trials, I was kind of more favored in a 200 free to make like an 800 free relay or something like that. I totally bombed my 200 free.
Really?
Yeah, but my last chance was the 100 fly. Nobody thought I had any kind of chance, and I ended up making the team. So I was one of those young punks at that point. So I've kind of been on both sides of it. And then later on, 8 years later, at my third Olympic trials, I had young folks nipping at my feet. So I know what it's like in both sides.
Yeah, you totally know. And so much expertise and, experience that you had over those 8 years. Now, you've competed in a lot of USA relays. What is that like? Because I've talked to a lot of people who are excited about that, come from great college programs, which you did. How did that help you perform on a world stage in a relay?
Well, for me, especially in the medley relays, Brendan Hansen and I, we went to college together, and we were roommates, and we did countless relays through college. So, like doing take exchanges with him was like second nature. I think in the 04 Olympics, our differential was .04, which that was just kind of comfortable for us. We could do that all day.
That is so fast. .04 is incredibly fast for a relay exchange.
He was the most predictable finisher ever.
Really?
He always did it perfectly.
Isn't that amazing? Because that's what they always say is, so when you're doing the relay exchange, the person on that's about to dive in obviously is watching and noticing really closely, but the one in the water has the most responsibility, I feel, because it's debating on, are they judging their turn, how are they going to do their finish, exactly what stroke are they going to land on.
Exactly, and Brennan was just easy peasy. I could have done it with my eyes closed with him.
I love it. Yep. So there are so many Texas swimmers who have made this team. What does that mean for you coming from that Longhorn legacy?
It's pretty awesome to see that the tradition is being carried on, and especially the strong event, obviously is the 200 free, 800 free relay, and Texas really just has always seemed to get it done. I was never on that one. I was on the shorter ones, but it's really cool to see that Eddie Reese's legacy is, he's created it, and hopefully it'll carry on for many years to come.
What is some of the best advice that Eddie Reese gave you? Because he's somebody that I've known for a long time on the U.S. national team. At first I was slightly terrified of him, and then I realized that he was just the best guy ever and full of wisdom and great advice. Is there something that he taught you that you have carried with you post-swimming?
I think it's really hard to take 8 years of training with him and narrow it down to one thing. But, there were times where he would take us before high-pressure events. He'd take us out in the parking lot right before we'd go to the ready room, and we'd throw rocks at a trash can just to get our mind off what we were about to do.
Really?
And we'd have a little competition doing that. And it's things like that you realize, this is a game. This is still a game. As important as it seems on the day, 20 years from now, you'll look back and realize it was just a game.
Yeah, wow. That's great advice for everything in all areas of life. Now, I know that you work a lot with kids now, you know, a lot of swim clinics, teaching kids to swim. How has that work helped you transition from competing in the pool to what you do now?
Well, to be honest, when I first finished up competing, I wanted to stay away from the pool.
Yeah.
But then I started doing clinics with Mutual of Omaha, and Josh Davis kind of got me doing the breakout clinics, and it rekindled my love for the sport. I got back to working with youth and realizing that this is a really great thing for kids to be doing. And so it reignited it for me. I am more passionate about swimming than I ever was. I studied the sport more than I ever did. And so getting to pass on my little nuggets of wisdom to the next generation is a blast. I mean, I feel like it's what I've got to offer.
That's so cool. Well, we're so lucky to have you as such a great ambassador of this sport. It was good to see you. I'm excited to catch up with you more, but thanks for coming on Lane 9.
Great to see you, Ari.
Thanks. Now, I took a couple more laps around the pool tonight and was able to catch up with some more athletes behind the blocks. Let's check it out. So you competed in 2008 at trials. What did that experience do for you in order to prepare you for 2012, 2016?
It was actually a funny experience because I had just come off high school. I had a pretty good high school senior year. And so all of my friends were like, oh, yeah, for sure he's going to make the Olympics. It's going to be great. And like, I didn't even make a semifinal. So coming back home and everyone was like, what happened? I thought you were good at this.
So I was talking to Summer Sanders last night, and her daughter was saying that she's absolutely in love with Leah Neal and Simone Manuel. What does it mean to have these kids looking up to you guys and what you're doing and achieving in the sport?
I don't think it ever gets old. I think it's so adorable, and like it's so humbling to have these kids like just be totally in awe like when you meet them. It's hard for me to like put myself in their shoes and like look at me in that way because I don't think I'm that cool. But it's definitely like very like rewarding to see like the time that you've put into your sport and like just seeing like how it like affects other people.
You are that cool, first of all. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Leah. It's very humbling, and just to know that we're an inspiration to people in whatever they desire to do in their lives, like that's really exciting. And I mean, it's awesome that our sport can do so much for ourselves, but also other people.
This morning, I'm on the pool deck, and all of a sudden, like, it gets quiet, and I see something about to happen, and you've been competing all week, and then you stand on the blocks and did what this morning?
Yeah, stood up on the blocks and raced 100 free at 9.
Against who?
Against Ryan, one of my good buddies. We've been racing all year long, so it's always great to race Ryan. Finding out about it was the best part. I had just gotten out of the 50. I had walked down the stairs. Now, you have to walk downstairs after you finish your finals. So
how do your legs feel?
Exactly. So, like, people are falling down the stairs left and right. So I'm just, like, struggling to get down the stairs.
A little bit of a wobble, okay?
Not a little bit, a lot of wobble. Almost. And as soon as I get to the edge, huffing and puffing, can't catch my breath. Dave's like, great swim, nice job, 100 free tomorrow morning, go do some backstroke. And I was like, wait, you're just going to slip that in there? You're not going to say anything, you're just going to slip that in there. And it took me a second, I got up, I didn't really understand what he said. I got up, jumped in the water, and was like, what?
Yeah. I think it's amazing that you could swim an 800 free and 100 free. What was it like to put your sprinting shoes on and do the 100?
Yeah, it was different. Something I had never done before, doing an 800 free in the morning and then doing 100 free at night.
How did you switch from that?
I just kind of switched my brain to the 100 right after the 800 in the morning and got ready for that as much as I could.
How's your 50?
My 50's okay. I get into my stroke better when I breathe every stroke.
Really?
So the 50's a little rough. Like, you can't get away with a 50 if you breathe every stroke.
Okay, so you've been competing all week. What are you going to eat tomorrow morning after everything is said and done?
Okay, to be honest,
Chick-fil-A.
Oh wait, we could finally get. Wait, no,
It's not gonna be
Wait, today's
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yes.
Sunday.
Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
Every time we're at a swim meet, we want Chick-fil-A, but it always ends up at the end of the meet. It's Sunday, and Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, so it's like, But I would love to have a donut.
I hope that those girls get a much-deserved donut. It was so fun to walk around the pool deck, and now that everybody's done swimming, I've started grabbing them. I've been telling you throughout the week that I've been trying to give everybody their space, but now I'm joined by somebody. You might recognize him because we took him off of one camera, put him in front of another, and put a microphone in front of his hand. I'm joined by Rowdy Gaines. Thanks for being here, Rowdy.
Thank you, Ariana. Good to be with you.
I know, it's been a while. We saw each other about a year ago at a swim clinic, and then we bumped into each other here. What is it like to be at Olympic trials and continue to see friendly faces year after year?
Well, the Olympic trials now is completely different than when I swam. And, they've really made a complete production out of it, which is awesome. It's awesome for the kids. It's awesome for the families. And it's especially awesome for the for the fans. And, for me, to be able to see so many familiar faces and to be able to welcome back, Olympians of past, to be able to come back and just really enjoy the company, it's really special. I've really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, as your producer knows, we're pretty tucked away,
Yep. That was going to be my next question.
And it's like constant. Yeah, I mean, we're at the pool from, 7 in the morning to about 9 at night. So when I'm done, I'm ready for bed.
Do you feel like you can, because you know what it's like to be in the water competing at this kind of meet, you know what it's like, and do you feel like you can fully experience it from kind of the perch that you're in? Because you have one of the best seats in the house.
No, I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't get to experience. I don't get to experience things like this. I haven't been able to watch you because I've been concentrating so much on the broadcast. I don't even get to listen to Brendan and Caitlin on the deck because I've got the headphones on up in the booth. So I really am concentrating on trying to bring the best material as possible to the person watching on TV.
Yep.
So I don't really get to experience what's happening inside the arena, which is kind of tough.
Yeah.
But it's the job that I love,
Yeah.
and you're right. I have the best seat in the house. I'm right on the finish line, and I work with a partner that is one of the most unbelievable human beings in the world, Dan Hicks.
You've been someone who have been such a huge support for me throughout my career, and for so many other athletes. What does it mean to continue to stay so close to the national team and seeing them, especially as we're sending a really young team to Rio?
Yeah, Ariana, I feel so blessed to be able to continue to do this. I really do. I keep telling myself one of these days they're going to knock on your door and say, you're out of here, which is, believe me, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. To be able to go and call my 7th Olympic Games is really special.
Wow.
But I just feel blessed to be able to get to know the athletes year in and year out. I mean, your generation and the next generation, it's just, going back to Summer Sanders, you've talked to them all.
All of them.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, Summer and, there's the list goes on and on, Matt, and even going back before I even started in TV and going back and talking to people like Shirley Babashoff and John Neighbor. The 76 men's Olympic team, and I've told Peter this, and they're my heroes.
Yeah.
I get nervous when I'm around them.
Really?
Dude,
I love it.
my palms still get sweaty when I'm around that team because I know every single thing about the 1976 men's team specifically, but overall as well. But I saw John Neighbor today, and he's like my best buddy, and I still get nervous when I'm around him. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
I think that's what's special about the swimming community is we are still such a close-knit group, and I do the same thing when I'm around Janet Evans and Summer Sanders and Dara Torres, and they're interviewing me, and I know their kids, and I still, these are people that I looked up to my entire childhood, and even still today.
But don't you think that's kind of cool because that really makes you understand how appreciative we are of the sport, and we hope to be able to pass that down. I hope that we can pass down that appreciation because I know who John Neighbor is. I know who Don Scholander is. I know who Buster Crabbe and Johnny Weissmiller, and those are all people that I read about and have an appreciation for. And I hope this generation that we're in now, and you're still in this generation, but I hope this generation now will appreciate some of their some of the people that kind of paved the way for them as well.
I completely agree. I think that tradition is continuing because I've been walking around the pool deck and I feel like an insider-outsider where, it wasn't that long ago. I still know a lot of people. But
4 years ago, for crying out loud.
But I went up to, so I've been obviously doing some interviews on the pool deck, and I went up to Olivia Smoliga, and I introduced myself, and I was like, hi, I loved watching you swim. My name's Ariana, and I started getting out. She's like, I know who you are.
I hope she says that.
But it's so,
Now,
it's
wait
amazing.
a second. Let's wait until about 2024, 2028, and then come back to me.
All right,
Because
we'll
none
have
of
a
these kids know
discussion
who the
then.
heck I am. They just know, oh yeah, you're that dude on television. Oh, you swim in the Olympics too?
Oh, please.
I swear, none of these kids, everybody younger than you has no idea who I am,
my God.
except for the fact that I do swimming on TV.
Well, you are such a huge advocate for our sport, an amazing ambassador. I know personally I'm so lucky to have gotten to know you so well over these years. So thank you for the work that you do and continue to
Thank
do,
you,
and
Ariana.
can't wait to see what happens in Rio.
Thank you. And by the way, I've heard nothing but incredible things about you
Thank
all
you.
week long. Even though I haven't been able to watch, everybody tells me you're just knocking it out of the park.
Thank you. That's the perfect segue into our next segment, which is the best of moments from our Lane 9 show. Let's take a look at everything that went down this week. And now I'm joined by Ricky Barron, Dara Torres, Jason Lezak, Misty Hyman, and Christy Cole, Gary Hall Jr., Peter Vanderkay.
Here I am with Jack Bowerly, head coach of the University of Georgia.
Please welcome Camille Adams. Thank you for being here, Camille.
Thanks for having me.
What's it like coming to U.S. Olympic trials and not competing?
I get to hang out with you tonight, and they're all going back to the hotel stressing.
I had a chance to walk down onto the pool deck, and it wasn't until I got behind the blocks that sense memory came back, and I started shaking out my arms.
Tempo 1-5. Tempo 1-5, whatever that means.
He was sleeping pretty well a little while ago.
Yeah, he was. He was awake for Daddy's race and then fell back asleep.
Yeah.
Look who I found.
Hello.
Hi, Faisal. Joni is here for me, and it's so awesome. She loves the sport of swimming. She's not officiating at this meet, but she showed up to the officials meeting yesterday. She showed up to do what? I don't know.
What are you looking forward to most about Rio?
I think the free stuff. I heard we get a lot of free stuff.
You get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah,
it's
that's
amazing.
exciting.
So Ryan has accomplished so much, both in and out of the pool. What does that mean to you to see him here competing for a spot at the 2016 Olympics?
He loves it, and he's having fun with it. And when he doesn't have fun, then he'll quit.
Yep, I completely
and
agree.
we're good.
Yeah, that's totally right.
And then I can have some grandchildren.
And then you can get some grandchildren.
He can get married and have some grandchildren.
They can hang meat in here. This is
it's cold.
It's cold.
Since we're here, I'll be back in 30.
You were easy to spot, too. They were just making fun of me for how much shorter I am than you.
How do you make a Kleenex dance?
How?
You put a little boogie in it.
Did you get any sleep last night?
I think I slept maybe like 3 hours, so the Wi-Fi at the hotel isn't quite the best here lately. I guess everyone's trying to get on it or something. It works great at 3:30 in the morning though.
Oh, I guess that I should give my girl Caitlin back her set. So I will take this away. And we will be at the same time, not sure about the same place, tomorrow at 9 p.m. on Lane 9. I'll see you then. Speaking of the Deck Pass Live set, I'm joined now by Caitlin Sandino and Carolyn Joyce. Okay, we have had the busiest week. We've been all over the pool, long hours. What has the week been like? I have hair all over my face.
I love the windbone look you have on set. It's been an awesome week. It's been so, I feel like I already have the post-Olympic trials blues.
I know.
I'm like, how do you top the week we just had, being on the morning show, and then I had the honor of being on the pool deck with Brendan Hansen, and we got to do the interviews with the Olympians as they made the team, and we were like the hype girl and man, I don't know what we call Brendan right now. And it was an amazing week. I'm kind of sad it's over.
I am sad too. I think at the beginning I was like, oof, this is going to be a long 8 days. And it kind of did feel like Groundhog's Day for a while. But every night, adding new names to the board, minting new people, it's been incredible. Yep. And I think we're at about 60% new athletes on this team.
That's crazy.
So,
And we've all three have talked about this a lot, and we've been in that position. We've all been rookies before. We know what it's like. And I think that this group has come through really tight-knit. I continue to talk to them, and they're like, we know each other. We have each other's backs. We're going to fight for this.
Well, I think that's what's an interesting comment is we keep saying it's a young team. It's not necessarily young. There's no high schoolers on the team. 19, I know it's a teenager, but it's Katie Ledecky, and I think we have another 19-year-old. But, a lot of them have swim in college. They've been at that level. They've been here before. So maybe first-timers, not as many veterans, but not necessarily young. There's not like an Amanda Beard that's 13 or 14, know? So I feel like they have a lot of experience under their belt. But all I think it means is our future looks so bright.
Yep, I agree. And, there's a lot of these guys that actually swim on the same club teams.
Oh, that's cool.
So several teams putting on, a handful of kids, and they've gone through college swimming together. They all know each other really well. So, we can talk about the bonding that happens at the Olympic team. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I think is going to be really fun to hear about. So part of being an Olympian, your very first Olympic Games, rookie skits.
Yep.
So we're going to have more than half the team out there doing their rookie skits. It's such a great team bonding experience.
There's going to be 5 veterans watching. How many veterans are? And then there's a skits for like a whole night.
Well, so I had one of the rookies come out to me, I won't mention his name, and he was like, so what kind of things can I expect? Am I going to be like holding massage tables and everyone's bags? And I'm like, USA Swimming does the most incredible job of taking care of us.
Yeah,
you
there's no other initiation process.
No, just rookie skits. But of course, they have to be hilarious, and all the veterans say that multiple times. But when you look at this board, there's a fair amount of rookies, but there's also people who have been in 3, 5 Olympic teams. And so the amount of wealth that we have in terms of experience, I think it'll even out the playing field.
And those will be the swimmers that you're going to need to step up, take that role as the captain. Brendan and I were leaving the pool deck and we saw Alison Schmidt, and Brendan was so cute. He's like, you lead this team, like be that role model, be that leader, be that captain. And she's just so cute and vivacious, and they're going to have some really amazing leadership on that team.
They are.
I think so too. And I was able to catch up with a lot of them. We had Elizabeth and Allison on the show yesterday.
Oh, they're so boring.
Oh, no, so boring. They're hilarious from start to finish. And I think that kind of laughter and that energy is exactly what the team needs moving forward.
Definitely, I agree completely. It's all that energy.
Yeah.
What was it like for both of you to be on the pool deck all this week and kind of taking in the sights and sounds?
It's different. It's really different being on the other side. And I actually loved it. And my heart burst with excitement and love every time people made it. And it also shattered every time people missed out.
Exactly.
And I think that's part of being a fan of this sport. That's our selection process. That's all there is. And I absolutely loved it. And I loved being a part of these shows with you ladies.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Like, it's like, oh, it's Brendan Hansen and the host girl. And I'm the host girl now. And I'm like, awesome. And it's like, I'm okay with that. It's like, I had an amazing swim career, a lot to be proud of, but it's so cool to be on this side of the fence, per se. But I was going to say, it's comment on how amazing our USA Swimming staff is. I mean, a lot of these people on staff for USA Swimming, I've known them since 2000. And so now that I'm holding a microphone and my credential says media, reconnecting with people that took care of me when I was 16 years old, now working with them, I can't say enough about who we have running this program. These swimmers, obviously, we're putting all of our focus and attention on, but they can't do it alone. The people in charge. So, having a microphone, having that credential, I can't speak high enough of the USA Swimming staff and everybody that makes this all happen.
Yeah,
I completely agree. And seeing all those fun faces, friendly faces. I mean, they never go away. They never forget. They'll always come up with a hug. But it's been an amazing week. I've had so much fun working with both of you. It's been long hours, but incredible to be on this other side and being able to tell the stories and support these athletes as they head to Rio.
Thanks for following us, everybody.
Thank you both.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome.
Everyone.
So we continue to ask people to engage with us on social media, and so we have some social media shout outs. Grace from London says, it doesn't matter what time of the night it is here, I always get up to watch your show. Thanks, Grace. Scott said, I've watched Caitlin Sanzano and Ariana Cougars on USA Swimming's Deck Pass Live in Lane 9 every day during swim trials. Thank you, Scott. And then Shane says, great job, ladies. That passport story with Beisel and Schmitty was absolutely hilarious. So you can continue, as we said, join the conversation, hashtag DeckPassLive. You can find all of our videos on our YouTube channel at usaswimming.org. But that's it from us out of Lane 9 tonight. I just want to take a minute to say a quick thank you to all of the fans who came out, Omaha, who continues to do an incredible job, USA Swimming staff, and the Lane 9 and Deck Pass Live team. It's been incredible. There's so many people behind the scenes who have done an extraordinary job, long hours, day after day. And from all of us at Lane 9, we really want to wish a huge congratulations to everyone that competed at the 2016 U.S. Olympic Trials. And we are wishing the absolute best of luck to everyone headed to Rio. I think our Team USA, as you can see behind us, is really strong and they're ready to go. And as you're looking at this list, just remember that these athletes were not born Olympians. They were just little kids with huge dreams. Big dreams that they felt that they could take on the world. And so they did. Good night from Omaha.